Women, please look at your hands. Your hands have the power to create a more gender-equal world. You are the female economy, the accelerator for female leadership, the catalyst for gender equality.
Gender equality won't be achieved for another 216 years, so your grandchildren's children won't experience gender equality in their lifetime. This is a problem. Countries with high rates of gender equality have low rates of domestic violence. In Australia, each week, one woman is killed by her current or former intimate partner. This is a problem. Women retire with 50% less retirement savings than men. Mothers and grandmothers who've spent their lives caring for others are retiring into poverty. Imagine your grandma homeless. This is a problem.
Among young Australians aged 12 to 24 years, there are 3 male deaths for every female death. This is a problem. 4 out of 5 new fathers want to be involved in caring for their children. Very few fathers in the audience today will ever be given this opportunity. This is a problem. Let's look at the world of work. In China, 50% of the engineers are women. In Australia, just over 12% are women. Australia has one of the most gender-segregated workforces in the world. This is a problem. Pay equality was legislated in Australia in 1969, or to be phased in by 1972. Anyone still waiting?
Well, no country in the world has achieved gender equality. Which countries do you think are on the right path? Rwanda, Nicaragua, the Philippines. These countries are all in the top 10 of the Global Gender Equality Index. Where do you think Australia places? 35th out of 144 countries. Last check, Australia didn't like coming 35th on any leaderboard. Gender inequality is a problem locally, nationally, and internationally.
And this shouldn't be a problem. When Australia Post has 30,000 employees, and in 2017, they closed the organisation's gender pay gap. One of the largest organisations in the country, under the guidance of their first female CEO. By the way, 4 out of 9 board members are women. The Queensland government has 50% women in cabinet. Men and women have equal representation in decisions made. A female premier leads Queensland. Female leaders are a catalyst for organisational and social change.
Audit Excel established the Adara Group with the sole purpose of generating revenue to support projects in Uganda and Nepal. 20 years on, the Adara Group have developed one of East Africa's leading neonatal intensive care units. Over 1,000 babies are treated in the ward each year. Survival for the tiniest babies increased from 31% to 80% between 2005 and 2017. It's profit for purpose, under the guidance of a female leader. What's important to know is research shows 30% women on the board of directors is the proportion where critical mass is reached to create a change. In a group setting, the voices of the minority group become heard in their own right, rather than simply representing the minority. Companies with 30% women on the board of directors are also more profitable. In Australia, superannuation retirement funds with 30% women in leadership outperformed male-dominated funds by $7 billion over 3 years. Again, 30% women on the board is the tipping point to create a change. So the question must be asked, how can corporates, governments and not-for-profits use 30% female leadership to accelerate the path to gender equality? Through procurement. Companies can use 30% female leadership as part of their supplier criteria. Large companies can be an economic driver towards gender equality. They can set the benchmark for other companies to create opportunities for female leaders and, in turn, increase their own profitability.
So, why should you care? Because more profitable companies means more opportunity for everyone, men and women. Money to close the gender and retirement savings gap. Money to create the type of companies we want to work for and the type of world we want to live in. Money to invest in the social fabric of society. More money for the whole family. Women at the top of the ladder are a catalyst for gender equality, but this is where you, the female economy, come in. You are going to send our glacial walk towards gender equality into hyperdrive. So listen up, fem economy, let's look at your purse power.
Let's look at mobilising the female economy. When the global consumer economy is valued at $35 trillion, women's spending accounts for $28 trillion. So 2/3 of all the money spent in the world is by women. Your collective purse power is bigger than the emerging economies of China and India put together twice over. This is the power in female hands. In your hands, you are the fem economy. Your purse power can send gender equality into hyperdrive if you purchase from brands with female leaders. $28 trillion is a lot of bargaining power.
When you buy from brands with female leaders, that is purse power. Think about it. Think about your spending habits. Where do you buy your groceries? What is the next car you'll buy for your family? Who is your insurance with? Where do you buy your petrol? What clothes do you wear? What if you were to buy all of these from fem economy approved companies? What are some of the changes your purse power could create? Well, your friend is paid equally to her male colleague. Your male friend shares how he talked through his depression with his supervisor at work. Your grandma isn't homeless. Your daughter becomes a CEO. Your husband starts working flexibly. Every purchase from a brand with 30% women on the board of directors or that is 50% female-owned, you create gender equality.
Imagine a gender-equal future. Work is completely flexible. There's no gendered occupations. There's no minimum working hours. And you can work from anywhere. People no longer commute to work and communicate instead via holographic images. You work on community projects with your family as part of your working life because artificial intelligence means the 9-to-5 grind no longer exists. The economy is flourishing. People have enough to live and retire on. There's no gender wage or retirement savings gap. Gender-balanced leadership in companies has boosted the economy to untold levels of prosperity. You scan the news on your wall TV and see our gender-balanced and culturally diverse federal government speaking respectfully to each other, listening to each other's opinions and working out the best way forward for the country. How can we make this world happen even faster?
Well, your purse power is what you can use now to create gender equality, and consumers habitually shop 10 brands. Think about your top 10, your groceries, your toiletries, your insurance, your petrol, your clothes. Check your top 10 are fem economy approved. 30% female leadership, 50% female owned. It's your fem economy pledge, the purse power. It is in your hands. Advance gender equality with every purchase.